How great is our God? Inspired out of Psalm 111. Great are the works of the Lord. They are pondered by all who delight in them. How great is our God? Fingerprints have long been used to identify people, but they can be faked by creating copies. Similarly, the pattern of the iris in the human eye is a reliable source for ID until someone alters the pattern with a contact lens to skew the results. The use of biometrics to identify individuals can be defeated. Excuse me. So, what qualifies as a unique identifying character? what qualifies as a unique identifying characteristic? It turns out that everyone's blood vessel patterns are unique and virtually impossible to counterfeit. Your own personal vein map is a one-of-a-kind identifier, setting you apart from everyone else on the planet. Pondering such complexities of human beings should prompt a sense of worship and wonder for the Creator who made us. Good point. David reminded us that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that is certainly worth celebrating. In fact, Psalm 111 reminds us, great are the works of the Lord. They are pondered by all who delight in them. Even more worthy of our attention is the divine maker himself. While celebrating God's great deeds, we also must celebrate him. His deeds are great, but he's even greater, prompting the psalmist to pray, for you are great and do marvelous deeds. You alone are God. Today, as we consider the greatness of what God does, may we also marvel at the greatness of who he is. What things instill a sense of awe and wonder in you? How will you make time to praise God for his marvelous works today? Father, I could easily be sidetracked into thinking too much about creation without truly considering you, the one who made all of creation. Help me to marvel at you. Let me back up here. What things instill a sense of awe and wonder in you? I'll just have to leave that there. I'm thinking of a phrase I learned in biology when I was a junior in high school. Surface area. Probably the greatest thing I was ever taught as far as anything to do with, how things are. Like a, how do you put it? They teach this thing about surface area. Like instead of having like your brain, if you looked at the raw brain, it's kind of like a head of cauliflower. It's not just a round ball. If it was a round ball, the only surface area would be the skin of this round sphere. Like this object here, you have just whatever, this might be a couple of square inches, the surface area of this thing. Okay? So if you were to paint this, it would just take so much paint. Okay, a couple square inches. Whereas if you looked at the brain, it's convoluted. There's layers in between. If you were to take out all the surface area, the brain would be laid it out on a flat piece of a flat table, it would be massive. Just like, a tree. If a tree was just a round green thing, just a round mass, it would just have this surface area here. But now with all those leaves, it creates all that different surface area. So if it's collecting from the sun, instead of just having one, something like a round object collecting all that sun, like one solar panel, it says it has zillions of these little solar panels, which would be the leaves, which if you took the leaves and laid them down one next to each other, it would just probably cover a square mile. This tree, all of its leaves. It was just a big deal about surface area. The way the lining of our stomach, the way sponges operate, all kinds of stuff. Anyhow, Service error. Maybe you learned something today. Maybe you did. Love you. God bless.